Okay, we have 4 months of books to talk about, so we're just gonna fucking get on with it. Hi everyone! This is really uncomfortable. Why am I sitting so close to the edge? Like, what the hell? So I haven't filmed a wrap up since February. However, I've also not really been reading much, so I only have 22 books, I think. I can't do count. I can't do count. Wow, can't do counts and can't do speaks. So luckily this is only going to be like a slightly longer than normal wrap up rather than some massive fucking wrap up, because I didn't want to do a March wrap up in July, so this is fine because it's like also going to have June, but I'm going to shut up because this is going to be long enough. Let's get on with it. That was obnoxious. I have my phone because I need my spreadsheet that tells me what I read and when and what I rated it, because do you think I can even remember what book I last finished and what I rated it? No, I can't. So forget fucking what I read in March. First up, we have A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. This got 4 stars? Yes, 4 stars, which is a good rating for a YA mystery type book. Usually, I've talked about this before, I think I talked about it in my haul, but YA mysteries, very hit and miss, often very predictable, often very boring. This was not. Now, that doesn't mean I remember exactly what happened, but I do remember, and I'm sure you all know, so sorry for repeating shit that you already know. So this follows Charlotte, who is a descendant of Sherlock Holmes, and also Jamie, who is a descendant of Watson, and is it a boarding school? I think it's a boarding school, can't remember. But they go to school together and shit happens, and I'm pretty sure they get implicated, but they try and like solve the crimes, and it's great, it's fun. Charlotte is very Sherlock, I love her, and I just really want to read the rest of this series, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't pick it up sooner, but picked up now. This will probably be... Could you not get naked on camera? This is probably going to be one of the few series that I do actually continue with because I enjoyed it. What a shock. Usually for me with series, I don't know why I'm diverting, but here we go. Usually the problem with series for me is what grabs me is the plot of the first book, and then the end of the book like introduces something new to happen in the second book, but like I don't care about that plot and I don't care enough about characters. But this was just fun and I'm interested. I don't know why I'm justifying it. Fucking liked it. Next I have The Way Past Winter by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. I always say Hargrave as Hargrave and I don't know why, but I think it's because that's how I sung it in my haul thing. But anyway, this is one of Kieran's middle grade books. She has 3 of them. I think this is the second, and I've read all of them now, obviously. I cannot for the life of me remember what this book is about. I can remember what The Girl of Ink and Stars is about. I can remember what The Island at the End of Everything is about. I can remember what her YA The Deathless Girls is about. And I could probably tell you what her adult book The Mercies is about, despite the fact I haven't read it yet. This one? No fucking clue. I gave it 4 stars. And from what I remember of Kieran's other books that I have read, her rating is fantastic. So I would highly recommend. And it's just really pissing, you know, I could just Google it. Mila and her bro, yes, see, now I remember. Oh, yes, so basically these weirdos come and like steal the boys, the men. Yeah, basically, I'm getting confused with the Deathless Girls now. Basically, it's adventurous and fun. Next, I have You Will Be Found by Benj Pasek and Justin Paul. Did I get that the right way around? I did, look at me, so clever. This was a 5-star read. It's slightly cheating, but like I don't give a crap because it's on Goodreads, so it counts. But this is literally just the song You Will Be Found from J.R. Van Hansen, but like lyrics. That is a big ass fucking trunk. It's the song You Will Be Found from J.R. Van Hansen, but with the lyrics illustrated, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Anyone who loves the musical needs this book, and anyone who just needs a little pick-me-up and a reminder, if I could find the right page, that you are not alone. This is absolutely the book for you. Obviously gave this 5 stars. I was sent this by the illustrator, my Harley in the Sky tattoo. This is an interpretation of the circus tent on the back of the paperback, and I think the hardcover, and the illustrator of the dust jacket, the book, the whatever, saw it and was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing, can I send you this? So big thank you to Sarah, aka Inky Mole, for sending me this. It fills my heart. every single time I look at it. Next is another YA mystery, but unfortunately this is one of those that's just and kind of lets the genre down for me. And that is The Truth About Keeping Secrets by Savannah Brown. I literally couldn't tell you what happens in this. It's one of those, like, I didn't hate it. I gave it 3 stars, but like, it wasn't memorable. It's just one of those YA mysteries that I don't know, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, I don't want to say like it's not well done or it's not been thought out, because obviously every author puts so much work into their writing, but it just didn't do it for me, so I'm not wasting any more time talking about it. And another 3-star YA mystery is slightly controversial. Sadie by Courtney Summers. I had a NetGalley arc of this, but I had a bit of a falling out with my Kindle for like the last year, and I was just like, I don't want to read anything on it, don't like my Kindle anymore. I'm slowly getting back to it now, but I really wanted to read it because everyone was obviously raving about it, and it was one of those that when people recommended audiobooks, they said this one. Now, me and audiobooks have a weird relationship. I either reread books through audio, or it has to be like a book that I'm not necessarily interested in, or a genre I'm not comfortable with. So typically like contemporaries and romances I will listen to on audiobook. And the reason, it's strange because like the reason I like to reread via audio is because I already know the story. So when I, like, my brain kind of tunes out. So like I can kind of do that without it being detrimental because I know the story. But like I know it doesn't make sense for like reading a book reading for the first time in a genre I don't love. I don't know, but like this just didn't work for me. I understand why people recommend it for audio, but like I didn't vibe with it. The podcast like radio thing often had like effects around it, and I remember that being quite jarring, and like I found it really weird to listen to, possibly just due to sensory issues. But I definitely think I would have enjoyed this more reading it physically, and it's one that I might give another go physically. But yeah, I don't know, like I can't even really remember what happened. It just, I felt really let down by all the hype. Then we have a 5-star read, which is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. I absolutely love reading books set in Edinburgh. Just like being somewhere familiar, like knowing the streets. I find it really fun. So I really enjoyed this, and it was a really interesting like topic and situation. I just really liked it, and I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of the series, even though they're not all set in Edinburgh. But you know, it was fun, and I really like Victoria. I was gonna say Victoria Grade. I really enjoy Victoria's middle grade writing. I've not read her YA yet, but I prefer this to the adult stuff, but that's probably because I'm just dumb as fuck, and anything above YA is far too highbrow for me to properly like appreciate. So definitely want more Victoria Schwab middle grade. And my final read of March was back to 3 stars, and it was Dogs by Emmy Bennett. Now, Emmy Bennett and I have a very weird relationship because I read Stags and I gave it 3 stars. But it was a book I constantly thought about, and I was always like, oh yeah, that was really fun, it was different, very dark academia. And then I read their next book, The Island, and the same happened, where I was like 3 stars, predictable, blah blah blah. But like I still think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I liked that, it was different. And then I picked up Dogs, which is the sequel to Stags, and I really thought that maybe because it had been a couple years since Stags, like my reading had changed and developed, and maybe I would enjoy it more, or enjoy it as much as I felt I had enjoyed Stags despite the rating, if that makes sense. But I still give it 3 stars. I think Emmy Bennett's just one of those writers where their work just doesn't really fit on my rating scale, because their stuff's enjoyable and it's different, and I appreciate the dark undertones I'm saying their work has, but it's just lacking ever so slightly, and I don't really know why or where. I think I preferred Dogs to Stags just because I think it felt a little bit more, I want to say believable, which doesn't really make sense because it's all a little bit far-fetched, but I don't know. Moving on to April, the first book I read was Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. I gave this 3 stars, contemporary sort of romance, never going to be one that I'm like obsessed with, and again, I can't remember what happened in it, so obviously not that memorable. I'm not really the person to listen to on contemporaries, like I either absolutely love them or I'm just like, yeah. Then we have Cogheart by Peter Bunzel, which is a middle grade that I also gave 3 stars to for some reason. Now, I did listen to this on audiobook. When I was a Waterstones bookseller, this was the kids' book of the month one month. And I picked it up, I was like, it's got a clockwork fox on the front, I need it. And I think I got like a quarter of the way through it and life happened or whatever and I never finished it. But I had a NetGalley arc and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna read this book. So I chose to get it on Audible and I don't really remember what happened. It wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be and I don't know, I think my excitement for it just kind of really dwindled and I was just over it. Yeah, I don't know. Again, like I don't have strong feelings about it. Like it was fun, it had a fox. Would I remember any more about it if it wasn't for the fox? Probably not. Then we have the book that honestly took up so much of my fucking time. I think I started this in March, but we have The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth. This got 4 stars from me, but it took me like an entire month to read, and I don't know why. So this was supposed to be a buddy read with Joe from Average Joe Reads. He finished it and I was still like 50 pages in. It was great. Like Joe and I's buddy reads are just something else. As I say, I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's not what I thought it was going to be. What I'd kind of pictured of this book from, you know, other people's reviews and even just from what I don't tend to read blurbs, but like what I'd glanced, I thought it was a lesbian in like the 90s goes to conversion therapy. But it's not. Like she's not in like this conversion place until like the last quarter of the book or something like that. What this really is it's a bit of a slice of life. Like it's not just like a small section, like it's a big chunk, it's a big slice of her life. But we follow Cameron from when she's quite young, like probably for about a decade of her life. And I've discovered that I really enjoy like recent history books. So post World War II, I really enjoy post World War II history that's kind of just someone's life for a little while, be it a week, be it a month, be it a year, be it 10 years, like without there ever really being a plot. Like there is a plot to this, but it's really just Cameron's story. And I think that's why it took me so long to read it, because I didn't just want to like fly through it, and like there wasn't like a big event waiting to happen. I mean, obviously I was waiting for her to go to this conversion place, but like I was just enjoying spending time with Cameron and experiencing life in that time, and it was fun. It was enjoyable. Well, fun, you know, but it was sapphic, and like honestly, we love that. We love to see it. So definitely a book that I think, while it was like overly hyped, not overly hyped, but it was definitely hyped when it first came out, it's very underrated now, I think. And maybe I'm just ignorant and missing something, I don't know, but I really enjoyed it. So next, another audiobook, which is Jack of Hearts and Other Parts by Elsie Rosen. This I gave 2 stars to. Oh, harsh. I'm really split on my opinions about this book, and I know it doesn't seem like it when I gave it 2 stars. It wasn't a book for me. I didn't love it. It was just too much for me. However, I really appreciate what this book does, and what I mostly mean by that is how sex positive it is. All I really recall of this, there's a bit of a mystery element, but it was fucking pathetic, like just ignore that. We follow Jack. Is his name Jack? I can't remember, but we follow this character who does like a forum, which is like an agony aunt forum, but like he talks about sex under the name Jack of Hearts, and like he is really open about it. Like he's a gay guy. Is he gay or is he? He's definitely not straight. See, I can't remember. There's quite a few gay characters actually, and like, you know, they talk about sex and like losing virginity, and like, you know, the guy gives like advice to like teen girls and stuff about things, and it is just like generally very sex positive. Obviously not hetero, which is amazing. But I think for me it was very, what's the word, like not blunt, but just it was very, very open. And while I'm okay with that, I'm also very aspec, and I just didn't care for listening to a teenager giving other teenagers sex advice as a 23-year-old, and just that was kind of the whole plot of it. So I was just like, oh, I don't care. And then, as I say, there was like a mystery involved, and the mystery just was not it. That was what really grabbed me towards the book, and I was just really let down by it. So I think my 2 stars was a pretty harsh rating. Probably could have gave it 3. I'd have to check if I wrote a Goodreads review to confirm like why I gave it 2 stars, but it's one that I do think will be very enjoyable for a lot of people, and I think it definitely has its place, but just not one for me. I was also really kind of slumping after Camera in Post, because obviously it took me forever to read that and I just wasn't in the mood. So the poor Jack of Hearts got the brunt of that. Speaking of being in a slump, I was reading like 4 books at the same time, and that's why I finished them all pretty close, and one of them was Scared Little Rabbits by A.V. Geiger. I gave this 4 stars, which I'm now thinking was too generous, because I was bored. Like I wasn't sitting like, oh, this is dull, but like I didn't want to pick it up, I didn't care. But this follows a girl who goes to this like elite school for a summer camp. It's like a tech school, and they have to like make a project for the maker fair or whatever. But there's an app called, I think it's called Insta, I don't fucking know, but it's like a Snapchat Pokemon Go type thing where you like bump into other characters, and it's like Tinder meets Pokemon Go. That's like how I describe it. And like there's a group of bitchy girls who are trying to make like VR goggles for this thing. I really don't fucking understand, but like it's just like this girl, the main girl like falls in love with this guy, but he's dating the bitchy girl, and the bitchy girl then hates this girl, and then the bitchy girl like nearly dies, or maybe she does die. I can't even fucking remember, but it's all just fucking no. It wasn't it. So I don't know why I gave it 4. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I am officially redacting. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Jack of Hearts as if I fucking have a physical copy. I am redacting a star from this and giving it to Jack of Hearts. So then we have my saving grace, which you're gonna be fucking shocked. Lily's Just Fine by Jill Stewart. This got 4 stars for me, and yes, it is a straight up fluff contemporary. I know. Who believes it? Not me. I first heard of this book at YALC because it was already out and the sequel was coming out, and they gave out little like flyer, like postcard things that had a cute little charm and Jill had signed. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. It's set in Scotland, like it's in a fictional town, but like still set in Scotland. I was like, that sounds fun. And then I got approached at the beginning of the year by Sweet Cherry Publishing about being on the blog tour for the second book, and I was like, oh, I'd love to. I really want to read the first one. And they were like, oh, well, it's just a companion, but we'll send you the first one if you want. And I was like, amazing, yes, please. And I devoured this. Like, I literally, I feel like I picked it up and didn't stop. So this, as I say, is set in Scotland, and we follow Lily, who is one of those, she's not the most likeable character. She's one of those who's like, every school has one, like that girl that's like, I'm going to be head girl, and I'm going to do everything, and I'm going to change the world, and just like, they never seem to be not fundraising and shit. And she gets involved in the local gala. Now, gala days and fair days are, I think they're unique to sort of Central Belt Scotland. I'm not 100% sure, but I love them. It's something we do for local school kids where they pick a queen and she has a court or a retinue, and they have a whole day where like the queen gets crowned and then the kids get to like parade the town, and it's very dramatic, but I love it. Some towns do it better than others. I do have a favourite, but we're not going there. So the minute I heard this involved a gala, I was like, please be a gala with a queen and shit, and not just like a fair, like a fun fair fate sort of thing. And while it isn't like majorly focused on the gala, it was still in there, so I was very pleased. To people out there, please write books involving gala days. I know it's probably a middle grade, like younger kids book series, but like I want it. I like it. I want to live vicariously through these kids. Sorry, autism special interests. We love that. But basically, Lily's just like trying to change the town and do all this stuff, and then there's like this boy that she's kind of in love with, and then we also follow her friend Gemma, who we see later on, and it was just fun and fluff and just so enjoyable. As I'll probably mention more later when we get to the second book, I do have some problems with Englishisms that are more apparent in the second book, but Jill is English and so is the editor and publisher, and I was like, you know what, I was like, I can forgive you because the book were just fun. The book was just so fun. If you like your contemporary and you just like them to be fun and light-hearted with a bit of romance, but like not serious, please pick this up. And then we have a 5-star read, which is The Song of the Tree by Coralie Bickford Smith. This is very much a picture book, but I will defend Corley Bickford Smith's picture books until the day I die. I literally have the fox from her first book, The Fox and the Star, which is up there somewhere. I love her books. While obviously picture books are like for kids, I feel like they definitely have a meaning that is very relevant to adults. And my mum's phoning me. Hello? Why? I don't know why. My mum phones me to tell me stuff and I'm like, you're literally 2 minutes away, just tell me when you're here. I feel like Corley's first book was very chill, but the more that they go on, I can't really remember what happens in this one, I need to reread it, but the second book was very dark. So like definitely something adults could read, but I love these and honestly they're stunning and the artwork is beautiful and you all need to read them. Next is another shocking read, which is another 4-star contemporary. Honestly, who am I? Lockdown has changed me. But 4 Days of You and Me by Miranda Kennelly. I'm not even going to start the discussion about people not being able to pronounce names because not got the time. But also let's not shit on people who can't pronounce names because we all have different languages in biology that forms the way we speak. But anyway, I still wasn't talking about it. This was a very surprising book for me. I loved this so much. So basically we follow these two, well we basically follow the girl, but like it's two characters who are in an on-off relationship constantly for 4 years. So they're in high school and every year on May 7th they take a field trip. So we follow that field trip every year to see how their relationship progresses and where they're at. We do get some like interspersed moments out with the field trips, but it's typically following the field trips and it's just fun. It's a very sort of light-hearted, fluffy contemporary romance and I really enjoyed it, and I know I am just as shocked as you guys. Then another 5-star read is Out to Get You by Josh Allen, illustrated by Sarah J. Coleman, otherwise known as Inky Mole, otherwise known as the illustrator of my tattoo. She's also sent me this as part of like a, oh my gosh, you got a tattoo, but then also like, hey, you're a book reviewer, can you review this? And this is a collection of 13 short stories, definitely sort of middle grade. I think every character's in 6th grade. A lot of these stories started out strong and then towards the middle I was kind of a bit like eh, and then again towards the end I started to enjoy them a lot more. But these were the sort of stories that as a child, like a 6th grader, I'm not really sure, I think that's like 10, 11, 12, I don't know, but the age range this is intended for, had I read that at that age, I would have been obsessed. So I was like, right, I'm going to review it and rate it based on that purpose, and in that case young Emma would give this 5 stars, grown up me probably 4, so like not that far off. But they're actually making a sequel and I'm very excited. Also this definitely got 5 stars because the cover glows in the dark, which is just the most iconic thing ever. Then I have Gemma's Not Sure by Jill Stewart. This was a 4-star as well. I cannot decide if I preferred this or Lily. Now they are companion books rather than direct sequel. Obviously we follow Gemma in this. I don't know, I really enjoyed both of them. I don't really want to say too much because while it's a companion it's still like its own book. There is obviously things that happen in Lily that make this more understandable, so I would tell you to read Lily and then this one, but they were both really fun. Trigger warning, there is an animal that dies in this and I was furious. So moving on to June, I know I didn't tell you the last 2 books were May because I had a great month in May, but in June I read 5 books, the first being Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. I rated this 5 stars, but I do kind of feel weird rating books of this type. I listened to this on audio and I will probably re-listen to it because, as I say, I don't really take in audio all that well, but I found this very enlightening and it was something that I think we all should listen to. And I don't really want to say more on it because, as I say, I think race is something you should listen to by black people, black creators. This is by a black author. If you're white, listen to it. Then I read A Kind of Spark by Elle McNichol. This is a book on autism. The main character is autistic, definitely a middle grade. The author is also autistic. And I gave it 5 stars because the autism rep is accurate, to say the least. I was hesitant at first just because the main character's sister, who's autistic, encourages masking, and I was like, whoa, no, but it gets challenged later on and it's great. Big thank you to Sweet Cherry for sending me that. Like, we love sending Own Voices books to Own Voices reviewers. Next I have Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer, and I gave this 4 stars. I read Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer, which is the gender bent Twilight. I'm saying nothing because you don't need to know, we don't need to talk about this, but I'm very excited for Midnight Sun. Sorry, not sorry. And then we have a 5-star read, which is Loveless by Alice Oseman. Obviously I am a spec, so like, love that, love this. Another one that I wasn't sure of at first because the rep didn't directly relate to me, like it wasn't my experience, but as it went on I enjoyed it more. Just about choked on my own spit there. I enjoyed it more, and I just cannot wait for this book to get into more A-spec people's hands. And finally, I have An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I reread this via audio because tonight, the day that I am filming, I am doing the live show with Keris on Keris's channel with Jess and I think Tom. I'm not sure if Tom is taking part anymore because he's having a little break, but he might be, I don't know. But I fucking love this and I'm so excited for the sequel. This, if you haven't read it, I'm telling you nothing about it. Just know that these little like statue things that they call Carls, I can't say the word Carl because I'm Scottish. Carl. I really can't say it. That's what I'm talking about with names, like our mouths just work differently. Anyway, fucking amazing book and you all need to read it. 5 stars again. Okay, there we go. That was a little bit more rushed than intended because I have to go and see my dog because I should show you my dog. I haven't shown you guys Hector, have I? But thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, let me know. Subscribe. I forgot my ex. I just want to go and see my dog now. Let's go see my dog. Where's your puppy? Hello. You've not been on my channel yet, have you? Hector. Where's the Hector? You gonna sit nice? You gonna give me a paw? Oh, have you got a munchie box? Oh, have you got a Jazzy? Oh, you got a Jazzy. Oh, you gonna smile? Smile. Where's your smile? Are you smiling? Gentle. Good boy. Oh, is that yummy? What is this?